Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about the movie Tenet. Now, I finally got to see this. Movie theaters are not open here in New York, as most of you know, so I never got to see this when it got released to theaters. Well, thanks to WB Home Entertainment, they did send me a Blu-ray copy, so I was finally able to watch this. Now, the Blu-ray comes out this Tuesday, December 15th. You guys, this is one you're going to want to pick up, and I'm really, really excited to finally be able to give you guys my review of Tenet.
Hey, Tessa from Mama's Geeky here. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel.
All right, so I want to start off by saying that so many people said, put the captions on and you're going to need to watch it more than once. It's super confusing, but good. So this is what I did. My soundbar at home, we changed it from movie mode to voice mode. And I don't know, we didn't have any issues understanding anything. We didn't need the captions on. Now I can see where in a theater setting, the bass and the noise in the background would probably get to be a lot. Also at home, so if you have a soundbar where you can switch it from movie to voice, I highly recommend doing that. You'll have a much better viewing experience and you'll really get to hear every single bit of every conversation, basically. There is maybe one part that was like a little confusing and then it fixes itself. Yes, it's one of those movies where you're like, oh wait, this happened and then this happened and then this happened. It's sort of time travel, like sort of, but not really. I mean, listen, people are inversing, right? And so are objects, okay? They're inverted. So like, as you've seen from the trailer, he's catching the bullet, not shooting the bullet. And the explanation they make is a little ridiculous. It's a little pretentious. The first half hour is overly using big words and trying to make it sound fancy. And my husband, who actually works in nuclear power, they said, like, it's got nuclear fission. And he's like, no, it doesn't. That's not real. That would never happen. That doesn't work that way. And it kind of annoyed him at first. So if you disregard that first half hour of just muddled whatever, I will say the opening scene is fantastic, but all the talking, right? It's a little too much. They're trying to explain the stuff. Just let it happen. And it's a two and a half hour movie. The rest of the movie after that is absolutely fantastic. I do not want to give spoilers here, but I will say there's a bunch of little pieces, and once they get all put together, it makes for a really, really, really good movie. There's a ton of action. The dialogue, apart from the first half hour, is actually really good. You get there's a lot of speculating as you're watching it. You're like, oh, wait, is this this? Is this this? Did this happen? Did that happen? And that's where my brain was shooting. Now, I will say it helped to have my husband watching it with me so that we could bounce ideas off each other as we watched it, where in a movie theater, you're obviously not talking to people, or hopefully you're not talking to people, so it may be harder to kind of grasp every single thing that's going on. Of course, at home, you can also pause and back up, which we did do once or twice, just to make sure we caught something, but really overall, it's a really, really good movie. I mean, it's a Christopher Nolan movie. It's very much a Christopher Nolan movie, which I love. The Nolan Batmans are my favorite Batmans. I've said it before, so I'm definitely a big Nolan fan. I think this was great. The action is great. I love the story. It's complex, but it's not too complex. When it all ties together at the end in a neat little bow, it's really exciting. And time travel stuff is hard to do. Now, they say this isn't really time travel. I think they specifically say that. Here's the synopsis that I got, okay? Armed with only one word, Tenet, and fighting for the survival of the entire world, the protagonist, because the main character literally doesn't have a name, he's just the protagonist, journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on a mission that will unfold in something beyond real time, not time travel, inversion. So they're very specific on this isn't time travel, even though it's a little bit of time travel. But I love the bad guy and just the whole concept. It's a very interesting and unique concept. But I didn't find it as confusing as I thought it would be. And maybe that's part of it. I went into this going, I'm not even going to understand this movie, but I'll watch it. And I don't think that was the case. I really, really like the whole story. I will have an ending explained, full spoiler review up. I'm trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. So wait for that. That's probably going to come later today or tomorrow. But for now, I just say if you love action, And don't steer away from this because you think it's going to be confusing, because that was kind of me at first. I had people tell me not to bother to watch it unless I was really going to be able to sit down and watch it over and over and over. And so I was a little turned off by that, and I was like, I don't want to watch this movie that I'm not going to understand. It's 2.5 hours, but I'm so glad I watched it. I really enjoyed it. I think the story is fantastic. I think like I said, it ties together in a neat little bow for me at the end. I really, really enjoyed it. And I think it's not as confusing as you might think. So please give it a shot. If you are confused about it, come back to my ending explained video, which will be going on soon. Or really, it's going to be totally Tenet explained. Usually I do ending explained, but for this one, I'm just going to explain the whole thing. So stay tuned for that, and then we can discuss in the comments. But please keep these comments spoiler free. But I'm just going to tell you now, lots of action, explosions, some really cool stuff, some spy type stuff, fantastic acting. Fantastic acting. I mean, Robert Pattinson, we all know he's a brilliant actor. I'm really, really, really looking forward to him as Batman now after this. And just, it was overall, listen, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. It's darn near perfect. It's that first half hour that just goes a little too pretentious and a little too over the top for me. They could have cut out a lot of that and still had a great movie. They really didn't need to try to explain it. Just have it happen. Because using all those big words and trying to make yourself sound fancy, it was a little too much for me. But overall, I'm a big fan of it. If you guys have seen Tenet already, let me know down below in the comments what you think, but please try to keep it spoiler free. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. As always, you can follow me over on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Mama's Geeky over there. MAMASGEEKY. And Tenet comes home finally December 15th, so everyone's going to get to watch it. Thanks, guys.